Hello friends, again welcome back on my YouTube channel Ranju Classes of English Literature. Friends, today I'm going to talk about the biography of William Wordsworth. So let's start it. William Wordsworth, the high priest of nature, was born in 1770 in the Lake District of England, where he grew up amidst beautiful rustic surroundings and simple village folk. Away from the corruptions of civilization, he had quite early imbibed faith in humanity and reverence for the elemental things of life. He was admitted to St. John's College, Cambridge in 1787, but was not much attracted by the intellectual and social life of the university. While still at the university, he visited the continent and was much impressed by the French Revolution of early 1790s. But then the excesses of the revolutionary leaders in France disillusioned him, and the bloodshed and gloom caused by the war in 1792 entirely cured him for entirely entirely cured him for of his former enthusiasms for the revolution. For a few years, he was seized by a sense of pessimism, a feeling of deep depression and uncertainty, from which he was ultimately saved the deep by the company of his sister Dorothy and his friend S.T. Coleridge. Full name is Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and his renewed contact with nature. His friendship with Coleridge marked a momentous phase in his life and work. Together, the poets published the famous lyrical ballads in 1798, which marked the beginning of romantic movement in England, ushering in a new age of poetry, of feeling and imagination. In 1843, Wordsworth was made poet laureate. This is very important, fine friends, noted it here. 1843, Wordsworth was made poet laureate. His most fruitful years span from 1798 to 1807. During this period, he composed most of his characteristic poetry, which, besides lyrical ballads, comprised Tintern Abbey, The Excursion, Michael, The Prelude, Revolution and Independence, Ode on the Intimations of Immortality, and the Lucy Poems. The chief characteristics of Wordsworth as a poet in his sharp departure from both conventional themes and forms of neoclassical poetry of the 18th century. His objections to an over-stylized poetic diction, his attitude to nature, his choice of simple incidents and humble people as subjects for his poetry characterize his unique achievement. He brought a completely new overflow. He brought a completely new approach to the writing of poetry, which for Wordsworth is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling. This is the motive of Wordsworth's poetry. Friends, note it here. उनका कहना था कि जो पोइट्री होती है वो स्पॉन्टेनियस ओवरफ्लो ऑफ पावरफुल फीलिंग्स की वजह से होती है. ठीक है, स्पॉन्टेनियस ओवरफ्लो होता है पावर फीलिंग्स का, taking its reasons from emotions and recollected in tranquility. With this view of poetry, he made the incidents of common life interesting. His theory of poetic diction draws on a selections from the real language of man instead of vivid sensations. But it is not just of physical pleasure that Wordsworth finds in nature. He believes that nature nourishes the emotional and spiritual life of man also. The call of high mountains, the sudden sight of daffodils by the lake the sloping pastures, the deep and gloomy wood, all these uplift him from the mere plane of an ordinary world of physical delight to higher plane where he receives nature's moral and mystical messages. Moreover, the village to him is a working model of the best democracy, whereas Goldsmith is concerned with an economic theory and social features of village life. Wordsworth stresses its spiritual and ethical values. His poetry delineates his faith that man, in constant and close communions with nature, can lead a happy and peaceful life. These convictions are the background to the Lucy poems composed in the Harz forest during Wordsworth's sojourn in Germany. These poems were published in Lyrical Ballads 1800. Each of these poems dramatically tells a verse story about an imaginary or unidentified girl. This is nothing to suggest that a girl named Lucy, who is the subject of those poems, were ever existed. Although she has been taken to be a real person, the poems as a group are the delineations of Wordsworth belief that nature is the nurse, nature is the guide, and nature is the guardian of man. And friends, he died in 1850. ठीक है, विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ की डेथ 1850 में होती है. ये लास्ट लाइन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. इन्होंने इसमें क्या कहा है आप अच्छे से समझ सकते हो कि नेचर जो होता है गाइड होता है, गार्जियन होता है मैन का. ठीक है, अगर आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है तो आप नेचर के पास जाओ, उससे हील मिलेगा. ठीक है, मतलब आराम मिलता है, पीसफुल कंटेंट मिलता है. ठीक है, so that's for all today's lecture. I hope you like my video. If you like my video, so please subscribe my channel and as well as share it with your friends. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.